Hey, y'all. Hey, welcome to But Also, the Real Talk podcast for real life moments. And if this is your first time joining us, I'm your host, G Dazzle. Some of y'all know me as G Daz, but most of y'all just call me G, your girl, your friend, your sis, who is out here to keep it real with you. Now, this podcast is all about diving into life's moments that don't always fit into a neat little box because life isn't always black and white. Here, we talk about the gray. So both sides of the coin where two truths can exist, those yes and moments of life. Like Women's History Month is here, but also like Shaka and Whitney said, I'm every woman, y'all. It's all in me, okay? So here we keep it light, we keep it real, and we keep it all the way honest. So you'll get some laughs, you'll get a couple of kikis, and maybe even a moment or two where you say, dang, G, you just gonna ring my life like that? Yes, I am. Because we are all living the same life, boo. And that's okay. So whether you're trying to figure it all out or just trying to make it through today, got you. So we'll talk about the highs, the lows, and all of the messy moments in between. All right, y'all, let's get into it. All right, y'all, today's episode is a special one because we are continuing our Women's History Month series, celebrating trailblazing women who are shattering glass ceilings and rewriting the narrative in their industries. And today's guest, ooh, child, let me tell you, she does it all. I am sitting down with a DEIB powerhouse in the tech world, a certified co-active coach and founder of Lynnetta Smith Coaching. She's worked with major companies like LinkedIn, ServiceNow, and Okta, spoken on countless panels and conferences, and continues to lead conversations that create real lasting change. But also, when she's not making corporate spaces more inclusive and impactful, she's out here breaking a sweat, y'all. She is a certified Zumba instructor, a Hyrox finisher, a Run Selena 2025 ambassador, and a proud member of the Peloton community. Boss moves, big energy, and we love to see it. So with that, I say, join me in welcoming Lynnetta Smith to the podcast.
Come on, intro. Thank you. I got tired just hearing everything myself, but thank you for that. I'm so excited to be here.
You are super welcome, and I am so excited to have you here. And like I said, welcome to the show. Like, you are out here leading in tech, coaching, speaking, and crushing fitness goals. Girl, how do you do it all?
Girl, if I knew, if only I knew. Honestly, somebody once told me I should write a book about commitment and discipline. So when I set my mind to something, I just need to execute it. And I think it could be a curse or a blessing that I set my mind to a lot of things. And so I just go after it and yeah, I get it done.
I love it. And whenever you do write that book, because I claim that for you, I'm going to need an autographed copy. Just putting my bid in now. Putting it in now.
Of course.
Okay. All right. Just make sure that we knew. Now, you've worked with some of the biggest tech companies out there. LinkedIn, ServiceNow, Okta. Like, what led you into the world of diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging? Like, was this always the path that you saw for yourself?
Yeah, good question. It was not.
Okay.
I'd like to say it found me in many ways. And I say that for tech as well. Like, if you would have asked me growing up and kind of when I set my mind on like, what do I want to do in my life? Well, as a child, I was that one that's like, I'm going to be a choreographer. I love to dance. I'm going to dance. That's going to be my vision. That quickly went out the window. And I'm like, yep. Parents are like, you need to do something that's actually, that you can pursue. It's going to get you through education. You get your education in, it's going to get you the money, etc. So got my degree in marketing. I was going down that path. Never grew up in Omaha, Nebraska. And envisioning doing so, like tech wasn't a thing that I, thought of myself. So it was actually when I was in college and I was part-time working at PayPal actually. And somebody came in and started talking about LinkedIn and how we had an office in Nebraska. And I was like, what? You need the professional Facebook? That's cool. It's not actually their brand. It's the original Facebook. But at the time, that's what I saw. And I'm like, well, why not put myself out there and I'll give it a try? Something about the Midwest is it draws a lot of attention to like the customer support space. And so, I've done things in telemarketing and other areas within customer support, and that I leaned into that in LinkedIn as well. And that's kind of how I made my way into tech. And people would ask me the question of like, what's your purpose? What's driving you? And I'm like, I just know I want to help people. And so customer support became a thing where, I found a way that I can help people, like whether it's, figuring out their accounts when it came to LinkedIn or just any other aspect of it. And so it wasn't until I took another leap of faith on myself and said, you know what? I'm leaving Nebraska and I'm going to move to California and I'm going to go work out of our headquarters all by myself. I'm just going to go try something new. And I did so, and little old introverted me, because very much was very introverted, rose out my hand to be a part of our first employee resource group at LinkedIn. And when I say a part of it, was more like an office lead out of our headquarters. And I'm like, I don't know what drove me to do it, but I did. And so after doing that and just creating spaces for women in the organization to find community, to, be leaned into, a while I said, we need one of these for our Black people. And so a couple of friends encouraged me to, lean out to some of our executives and make that plea of like, hey, can we create spaces like we have done for our women and also our LGBTQIA plus community? And I really thought it was time for us to have one for our Black community. So I went to knock on their doors, made the request. They believed in me, believed in my vision. And lo and behold, there are a few other people in the organization doing so also. So we got together and created LinkedIn's Black Employee Resource Group. After doing that, because that wasn't enough on the side of my core job, I was actually supervising and leading some teams in our customer operations space. Our CHRO at the time was a very well-known introverted leader and was doing some work with Susan Cain, the author of Quiet. And they were starting to pilot this program called Quiet Ambassadors in the tech space, which is basically like bringing awareness to the various temperaments when it comes to introversion, extroversion, and ambiversion, and how that shows up in the workspace, and specifically on how, we manage our employees and create spaces of belonging for them. And so I joined that effort as well to be one of the first Quiet ambassadors and start applying that work in the workspace. And from there, I just kept doing tons of stuff. So it's actually one of my managers who I adore so much for seeing that in me. We're having a conversation about where I want my career to go. Where's transformation like? What I want to do. And in my mind, it's like, I'm going to keep climbing this ladder because that's what we're taught. Like, I'm climbing this corporate ladder. I'm going to start managing people and I'm just going to keep growing. And it's like, that's great. And I will support you in that. However, you're doing a lot in the DEI space. Have you ever considered that for, a career? And I'm like, I had it. It's a passion project for me. I enjoy it, but I hadn't thought about it for an actual career of mine. And again, leaders believing in me took a leap of faith and created a rotation for me to step out of my leadership role on our customer operations space and take about 6 months to lean into our DEI space and work on our team that was newly formed. And I did so. And once I was there, I knew there was no going back. I knew this was my calling. It was my purpose. Like I said, I knew I always wanted to help people. I didn't know exactly how, but I learned that. I knew I wanted to be in a corporate space and this was it for me. And so I did the rotation. And when it was time for that to be up, it was like coming back into your role as leader in corporate customer operations space. We want to send you to Dublin, Ireland to go manage managers. Remember what I said I thought I was going to do? Continue to climb that ladder. And so I had a hard decision to make of, am I going to lean into that opportunity or take a bet on myself and sit where I think my purpose and my calling is? And that's what I did. And so did I envision this for myself? Not at all. I just always knew that I wanted to do something that gives back, that is impactful, that's going to make lasting change for those that are, in the spaces already and those to come. So they kind of found me.
I love that. And that's so inspiring. I love that so much, especially. And shout out to those leaders who believed in you and gave you that little nudge. I think that's so important in the workforce and just in general, being surrounded by people who do believe in you and they're able to sometimes see those little bright lights or glimmers within you that we don't always see. And so kudos, shout out to them. Shout out to them. I love it. Girl, see, look, I knew this is why I brought you on. So, and now, and like what you said already, you're out here helping companies create real meaningful change. So just kind of thinking about your experience thus far, what has been one of the most rewarding moments in your career so far?
That's a tough one. There's been so many. I won't give you one unique moment, but I'll give you, I think the moment that touches me most is, when I'm working in these spaces or, speaking to various people in the organization. For me, it's my interactions with our fellow employees And when I'm hearing their testimonials about, how they feel like they can bring their authentic selves into the office, I'll tell you a really quick story. As even early on in my career, and I imagine many of us have gone through this, the joys of our beautiful locks, our hair in particular, is, I operated, as many of us do, in the corporate spaces where, I came in, I always changed up my hair, don't get me wrong, but straightened hair, finding like the professional look of what your hair looks like. And it wasn't until later in my career where, I was actually living in California. And, it can be a struggle to find people to do exactly what you want to do to your hair, living in certain spaces where people don't look like you as much as you're used to. But I switched it up from times, would have braids sometimes, would do different things. And one time I came in with sewing, straightened hair going on. And one of our leaders who I admire, great relationship with, comes up to me and was like, look at you with your sophisticated hair. And I'm like, so are we saying the other styles of hair that I have aren't sophisticated, considered professional, etc.? And so I realized that I had a responsibility as somebody who sits at tables with our leaders, sits in the room, is, a senior leader themselves, to normalize the fact that as a Black woman, I can come into these spaces with my natural hair. At the time, I was wearing it fully natural, curly, had my little fro going on. And so I realized as I was moving companies, I said, no more, I will wear my natural hair. And so I did that. And, I showed up and I'm sitting at these tables with my little fro that's curly sometimes. As you can tell, I made a decision at one point to lock my hair. And so I wanted fellow leaders and executives to see me, and so they can see others, to where we didn't feel the pressure of having to assimilate to different societal standards of what professionalism necessarily looks like, based on like what grows out of our head naturally, our natural hair. And so, anywho, long way to say, I told this story, and I tell the story often, and others like it. And it's when people come up to me and say, thank you. Like, I've been struggling with this myself, or I've gotten advice from, our dear and lovely parents who obviously come from in many instances, come from different generations. And it's like, I have locks naturally, but I was told to put a wig on so that, it didn't come off and people couldn't see what my natural hair looks like. And it's like, well, you're giving me the permission to show up as myself. And so it's things like that I think touch me most in doing this.
Yes. And I love that you mentioned that, especially as a lock girly. And y'all, I just had to take a beat here. We're both Nebraska girlies and both made that transition to California. So I definitely understand the struggle of the hair, but also just in general in a corporate environment. As Black women, we go through that so much, where if I wear my hair as a loose natural or with locks, and to others that may be perceived as unkept, or like you said, I'm not professional, or it lessens what my knowledge or my competence is because of how it may look, where my counterparts or coworkers may look like they just rolled out of bed and there's no judgment with them at all. And it just also reminds me, like, as women, and even as Black women, where we have to do twice as much, do twice and be twice as hard, and just do all of these things twice over just for that acceptance. So thank you so much for your standing on business.
Yeah.
On standing on business with your hair, because representation matters. It matters. And I need to see women or faces that look like mine, or characteristics and features that resemble me, because that lets me know that, hey, I see me in you, you see me in yourself. And that's like, hey, if she's there, that means I can get there. And that means that I'm also standing on the shoulders of. So thank you for standing on business with that. And it's such a true tale. And even today, I know that there are probably women, we probably got some cousins and sisters out there who are still fighting those battles of, just because I wanted to wear this middle part bust down, or, and after I took that sew-in out, and now, I'm in my NDIREs, sometimes I wear my hair, sometimes I don't. That doesn't define or determine or make anything less of who I am or the words that I speak. So thank you so much for that. Oh, girl, honey, I felt that. That resonated with me, honey. I felt that, because that is a true battle for real. So thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
So with that, like I said, I already called you a DEIB powerhouse, because you are, but also a certified Zumba instructor, a fitness enthusiast, and a Hyrox competitor. Like, how did fitness become such a big part of your life?
That's such a good question where I'm like, I don't know if I have a straight answer for you.
And that's okay.
It's again something that just kind of happened for me. I want to say honestly, I can almost pinpoint the moment where it did, and it was probably honestly back in 2010. And I don't know why that stands out as a moment for me of just like this switch came on of like, you actually enjoy fitness and wellness and, taking care of yourself and, your health. It was actually at work. It was one of those biggest loser challenges I think we were doing. And I got so engrossed in it and like enjoyed it so much that I just never stopped actually like challenging myself as well. And so I started, getting into working out a lot. Love to dance. As I said, I wanted to be a choreographer. And so, but I clearly never did that officially. However, once I found dance fitness and initially started with Zumba, I actually got trained in a few different modalities, mixed fit, UJAM, you name it there as well.
Come on, receipts, list them all off. Because I know I only touched on a couple of them. I know that there's probably more that there's out there. So, I mean, come on, roll them out. Slight flex, let them know.
Honestly, I don't even teach anymore, but I still love all of them. And I love dance fitness so much. In doing so, I think others saw another thing, people see it in me. Others saw in me things I didn't see myself, even just being a student of the art of cardio dance fitness. People would come up to me after class and was like, I watch you and I'm so motivated from watching you. And sometimes because they just really couldn't see the instructor. And other times it's just like, after getting my confidence, I find my way to the front row and I'm, be doing my thing and in my zone. And people just were inspired or motivated by it, which, people like encouraged me, like, you should look into actually teaching. And so honestly, I just did it for fun because I'm like, well, people are watching me anyways. I really do enjoy it. It gives me an opportunity to live out my dream of being a choreographer a bit because, I'm in the front and I'm leading and I'm getting to create routines in some instances and teaching other people. And so I started kind of doing that. And on that journey as well, going back to what I feel like my purpose is being a blessing to others, helping others. I became so engrossed in other people's fitness journey as well and seeing them and the way that they light up. And some people didn't see that, dance fitness is something that, yes, is fun and bring you joy, but you get real results from it as well. And so being able to be in service of others motivated me, and it's just a good time. And so that was one thing. And then I realized I had a personal trainer when I went to the gym. And again, it's completely honest, full transparency, honest moment. I'm walking into the gym and, sometimes the trainers will like stop you like, hey, have you ever considered, personal training? I had no desire to do personal training. I just couldn't tell this gentleman no. So, but sure, best decision I've ever made because obviously, like I said, I was already into dance fitness. I was kind of doing myself working out, but I feel like my trainer brought so much out of me that I never thought that I could possibly do myself. I started lifting weights that I was like, who would ever thought that I would ever be able to like deadlift 300 pounds or, squatting 300 pounds, things along those sorts.
Flex on them. Flex on them. Let them know. Y'all hear these numbers? Like she just go slide a little 300, slight work just on a Tuesday.
Not intentional flexes, I promise. But again, it's just like sometimes we don't see what we're fully capable of and others do. And I'm noticing as I'm speaking today that that's becoming in so many points throughout my life. It's where others have seen things in me that I haven't seen in myself and pushed me in ways to get there. And it became almost, I want to say self-competition in many ways where it's like, oh, you can do this and you could probably do more. And so I just continuously kept doing that with myself. Like I'm actually not motivated by competition with others. I'm more motivated with competition with myself. So I think by lifting and doing a lot of that, like fitness things and testing my own strength, just continuously keeps motivating me. So from that first moment with my personal trainer and me just seeing what I'm capable of, it almost sits in the back of my head when I've done hard things and I go to do something else that's hard. It's like, you've done something harder. You've done something harder. So then I basically started making a yearly challenge for myself. So one of those was, deadlifting 300 pounds. Another year it was, and this is not a flex, you all, I promise. I'm just giving you my list of things that I challenged myself with. It's the squatting 300 pounds. It was completing a Hyrox challenge. It was also doing a Spartan race and a couple Spartan races now at this point, creating different things like that. So yeah, like I said, I'm motivated to continue to grow and challenge myself. And I am so in love with the wellness space that I just continuously keep doing it there. And I love to see other people in this spaces and growing in their selves as well.
And shout out to the trainer, whoever you are, for the unofficial peer pressure to be great, to do hard things. Thank you for that.
I've had a few great trainers. So if you're watching, it's you that I'm talking about.
Yes, yes. No, I love it and I'm so here for it. And I always consider myself like a pseudo fitness girly,
Sure.
in my fitness and health journey as well. So, and I think I totally agree with you with what you said in terms of competing and just competition, because at the end of the day, it's your body, your temple, and you're not in competition with anybody outside of yourself. And
Exactly.
so it really is about what you can do, and other people's, I'm not going to compare myself to you because those are not my goals. But for me, being able to challenge myself, I feel like there is no better feeling than when you do set your mind to a goal. And especially if it's a fitness goal and then you reach it and it's just like, oh, I just crushed the shit out of that. Did you see that 300 pounds? Like, right, rewind the tapes. Let
Look,
everybody see. Like, did you
look.
see what I just did? And I didn't even think this time last year, last month, last week, or whenever that I would be able to do this, or a sentence that would ever come out of my mouth saying that I did.
Yeah.
But look at that. And
Look,
that's amazing.
look, there'd be so many people questioning me, like, why would you want to do that? Like, why do you, especially as a woman, it's like, why do you feel the need to lift 300 pounds? I'm like, mind your business. It's about me and my
Okay.
journey and like what I
Okay.
want to do. But I mean, I would say, although I'm not motivated by competition of others, it was nice to see, and many times, men in the room looking at me like, oh,
Yeah. There's
you can
it's
outlift
something kind
me?
of,
Like,
right?
you can outlift me? Maybe. I might be able to.
Okay. I mean, I can lift you. Okay. Like, come on over here, sir. Square up a little bit. I'm about to lift you. Okay. And something about it, it's empowering. It really is. It's just all the, you got all the gym bros
Yeah.
in the room next to you. And then you come in and just like, you may think that, oh, she's just like a little dainty. Oh, she's doing some girly
Yeah.
lifts, a little barbell, 5 pounds. Nah, bruh, I'm with the big dogs. Like, don't let the smooth taste fool you. Okay. Like, don't let it fool you. So I'm
Yes,
here
for
for
sure.
it. And something else that, as you were listing off the list of all the fitness flexes, because I'm here for it, and don't you dare humble them. Cause I'm like, no, flex them out, because that is it's such an achievement. It really is. And one that you didn't mention, but I feel like we got to talk about, and that's Peloton, because I
Yeah.
know you ride hard for the community, but
Yeah.
also with Peloton, like, what is your go-to Peloton class when you need to pick me up?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so, and I don't know how long it's going to be on the platform anymore because she's no longer a Peloton instructor, but I would use probably Kendall Tools' Megan the Stallion ride. It's just one that, I mean, it stays in rotation when I'm just like, you know what, I'm looking for something to do. And like, you know what, I know that's a good ride. I'm going to be in the zone. It gets me like, to touch on my little, my little ratchet side a little bit, it's in a good way, in a good way.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little sophistication.
We
Ain't
do.
nothing wrong. It's like a good, respectable amount of sophistication goes a long way. That's all we need. Just a little bit. There's nothing wrong with it.
Exactly. So I love that. I'll always go to her ride for that one in particular. But I have to say some honorable mentions is
Okay.
pretty much any one of Alex Toussaint's ride is probably going to get me going, get me through whatever I'm going through, or like just needing to zone out and get into a mode of fitness. But I will say I've also moved from the bike and ways to the treadmill. And so Marcel on the treadmill, she just she gets me. She doesn't know me, but she gets me. And so any of her classes will do it for me.
Marcel, if you're listening, thank you for getting her, because she feels God. And so we appreciate you. So
I feel seen.
shout out to Marcel for getting her and for letting Lynnetta feel seen. Thank you for getting her. No, and with the Peloton community, it's just like, it's real. Like, y'all some little Peloton thugs out here. Like, and it wasn't until I kind of got into fitness a little bit more myself till I realized that. But once you are in a community of kind of like those like-minded individuals, especially with fitness, and we're all crushing our goals, it's like a camaraderie. Like, I'm supporting you, I'm cheering you on, because we know how much hard work, time, dedication, commitment it takes. Because also, it's not always easy. It's not always a feeling where I just feel like I just want to work out today. There's some days where it's just like, I know if I don't work out today, I'm going to be mad at myself, but also I don't feel like working out today.
Yeah.
Or, or if it's ladies week, I may not have the strength to work out as much or go as hard as I want to. So still being able to have that type of dedication and that mental strength. Nope, that's not the word. But that dedication, commitment to want to do it. Like, I commend you. I commend you on it. So kudos to you. And girl, you said treadmill. Oh, honey.
Look, Look,
Gotta love hate with the treadmill. I'm probably more of an outside walker than an inside walker. I'll say that.
I get that, and I would be remiss if I got on here and I did talk. I swear, I don't know where I find time to do a lot of the things that I do. But there's a run club that I started with a group of friends out here. So if you're in the Dallas area, check us out. But NTX Rhythm Runners, and I get that. Like and it's a run walk club, let's be honest here. So walkers, they're welcome. So hearing you say that, you don't have a love-hate relationship with the treadmill and prefer the outdoors. Alert. Like I definitely have a love-hate relationship. It fits me at certain times to my treadmill, but I also love, the outdoors, being in community still with others, which is why we started this club in an area where we just felt like, we needed something up a little North Dallas area to give to the community and bring people in as well. And, some people have their preferences between treadmills and, being outdoors and walking versus jogging versus running. I have this phrase that I say we meet on Saturday. So every Saturday, I'm like, every pace has a place to show up and, enjoy, investing in yourself as well as the community.
I love that. Come on, place and pace. That's a good one. We'll keep on saying that. And I'm actually going to have you repeat that again for those that are in the North Dallas area. Do you guys have socials if people are wanting to meet up and be like, you know what, I want to be in the pace and place, and I want to be in the place and pace. I probably said that backwards, but I want to go too. Where can they find you guys? What are the deets? Where do you meet?
Yeah, so we are the NTX Rhythm Runners, and we are on Instagram under NTX Rhythm Runners as well as Facebook. So check us out, find us there. We today meet every Saturday, usually if you're familiar with areas, the Union Park community as well. But we are getting ready to add a weekly run as well and during the week. So check out our socials to follow us to figure out when we're going to drop that announcement and come check us out.
Yes. So those listening, you heard it here. And if you want to do it, you know where to go. So make sure to check them out. So with that, since we are celebrating Women's History Month, who are some of the women, whether in DEIB, coaching, fitness, or honestly, just in life in general, that have inspired you along the way?
Such a good question and such big question. Oh my gosh, the list is so long. I'll only give you a few because we'll be here all day. So, a few. Obviously, my mother inspires me, day in and day out. I mean, just everything she's instilled to me, everything that I've watched and seen her accomplish and sacrifice, and just to be there to be in support of her family is an inspiration for me. And I do a lot of the work that I do, so that I can then now pay it forward to her. So get that out of the way. Definitely my mother. There are a few leaders in the spaces that I've been in who have inspired me, who again have seen me. And although I don't want to be able to name dropping everybody, but there's three that I will give you off top just in the fields that I worked in. Rosanna DeRuthi, Pat Waters, and Sandy Hoffman are three phenomenal women who have worked in the tech space, the DEI space, in general, who I have just learned so much from. And, I don't think I honestly would be where I'm at in my career, just how I've developed as a leader without them. So big shout out to them. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention just women in general that, many of you figures that the Michelle Obamas, Issa Rae, just people trailblazing and making a way for not just Black women, but Black folks in general, inspire me day in and day out. And just people, again, the list is endless. The list can go on. I can't even choose. There's so many people, but those
well, like I said, the starter list was great. And, that's facts. Just to know that we are surrounded by so many inspirational women, and just even those that we see from a distance, where, like you said, some of the celebrities that you named are inspiring. And, I'm such a girl's girl, so I'm all about women uplift. I'm like, yes, girl, name them all, name them. Say the names, it's okay. But no, even with that, now you, Miss Ma'am, you're an inspiration for so many women looking to break barriers. Just in this conversation alone, girl, I don't know when, do you sleep? Do you rest? I don't know when you find time, because you keep shattering all these glass. Do you have splinters from all the ceilings that you are shattering? Girl.
Well, thank you.
Yes, yes. And even as we think about that, you are now an inspiration out here. What advice would you give to women who want to either lead in tech or coaching or even fitness, but don't even see enough faces that look like theirs?
Yeah. I'd say this. I'd say don't let anybody dim your light, including yourself. imposter syndrome is real. And so
Sorry, girl, you sorry, I had to look, child. Look, you almost threw my shoe at you. Yes, yes. Go ahead.
it is like, it's so real. And we can sometimes unintentionally or even intentionally dim our own lights or let others do that when, we have aspirations and dreams, or, there's just things within us that we choose to desire and want to achieve, whether that's in tech, whether that's entrepreneurship and coaching, or, wellness, whatever that may be, whatever your goals are, go after them. Just what I learned something a while ago about sometimes we fear failure, and I get it for sure. However, it's like, shoot your shot, basically. Take the risk, fail fast, fail forward, learn from it, and keep going. I mean, there's many ways to get over that fear of, not being able to achieve, and that you don't achieve in a goal, or it doesn't look the way that you may have expected it to when, you set out to do it. Try. There's no harm in trying. So don't dim your own light. Don't let others do it. There's a lot of dropping there. I'm sorry. I'm let them use a piece of advice. I gave pieces. But, fail fast, fail forward, shoot your shot, basically, whatever that may be, and what your, aspirations and goals are.
No, I love it, and I'm here for it, and I support that message. We would talk about the fear of failure, and I'll even go one more, even with the fear of success, because of that, where you may have been surrounded by naysayers or those that may not have the same vision that you may have. And if you share that vision with them, they try to belittle it. And because they did, it then translates to you that, oh, well, if they think that, then maybe I shouldn't. So what if I am successful? Can I handle all that? Or that's too much? Like you said before, do it. And even then, I always say, what's the worst that can happen? If they say no, okay, you're better. You're no different than where you were before. And you can go back to your regularly scheduled program right after that. But what happens if they say yes? It can literally be the day that your life changes and you have no idea. So do we keep sticking with the devil that we know? Or is it, you know what? I'm going to walk through this door because when is this door going to happen again? And who knows, where sometimes literally all it takes for you is just a step and just belief in yourself. And that's all that you need. So I'm thinking that message.
Come through with the gems, G Dazzle.
You came out with a chest full of gems and jewels. I had to add a couple of pearls myself.
Look at us supporting each other. I love it.
Yeah, come on now. I'm here for it now. Don't tease me with a good time. Yes. Okay, so for those that are listening, and we have come to the part of the show where we switch it up a little bit and we do a little rapid fire, a little game of this or that. And we're actually going to do a rapid fire tech versus fitness fun type of version. So Miss Lynnetta, are you ready, honey?
I don't know. I'm a little nervous. But
kill me being so nervous. I'm like, y'all.
I don't know.
It's okay. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. And yes, you have to pick one.
But look, it's just a prime example of being nervous and doing it anyway. Let's just go.
Like, see, roll with me. All right, let's get into it. Okay, all right. First one. Leading a DEIB training or leading a high energy fitness class.
That's just not fair. Fitness. We'll go on a fitness class.
She's like, I'm going to stick with this, or I'm going to say it before I change my mind.
Literally, it's like, giving it to you, go.
Yeah. All right. Got it. Caught it. Okay. All right. So the next one. All right. Conference keynote or fitness competition?
Conference keynote.
Okay. All right. Switch it up. All right. So most underrated piece of career advice you've ever received?
This concept of responsibility, in the sense of you can't control what other people do or what they say, but you're in full control of how you respond to it. And so it's something that I just take in and throughout of my career. We're going to be in spaces, especially as, people of color, women of color, where you're going to feel slighted, or, things are going to be said or done that you may not fully always agree with, but it's not about what the other person says or what they do or what, I mean, it's sometimes even done to you. It's how you respond to it. And so I carry that with me in how I move and what I say. And again, how I ensure that I respond to things that, could be macroaggressions, could be microaggressions, could be, many other things. So that's probably, if I had to choose one, that'd be what it is.
That's a good one. That is a good one. I had to take a pause on my questions. I had to tap it. I was like, that is a good one. And it reminds me of this saying that someone once said to me: someone else's opinion of you is just that, their opinion. It does not define you. It has nothing to do with you. And no one can make it real other than you. And so, you know what? I'm going to leave your opinion of me with you. And
Yes.
I'm going to keep on moving. So
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
just going to layer that on with that one. So that was a
Love
good
it.
one. That was a
I
good
love
one.
it. Yeah,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, so next one. One fitness goal that you're still working towards.
Okay, so like I said, I set a yearly one. So this year it is to run or walk the year. And so what that means is I need to put up 2,025 miles this year. Again, could be running, could be walking, but that is this one for 2025.
I'm sorry, did you say 1,000? Like wait, I just want to make sure I heard it. You want to accomplish a walking of running, continual active walking or running of 2,025 25 miles?
You got it.
Because in my mind, thinking like, if I'm driving 300 miles, that's a whole nother city. She done said 2,000. Girl,
Yeah.
okay.
And I'll tell
Okay.
you, I know it's supposed to be fast round of like what kind of motivated that for me is like we kind of mentioned a lot of things. I've done a lot of like really high intensity stuff throughout my fitness journey. And I'm like, you know what? I still love my fitness journey the way that it's been, and I do not regret any of that. But this year I want to be like, can we do some low impact things as well? And not to say running is low impact, because that's why it's a combination of running and walking.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to also test out, my ability to stay committed, dedicated to doing just that. And so I was like, let's do a walking and running challenge for myself this year as well. And 2025 seemed like a good goal at the beginning of the year. And so that's what we committed to. That's what we're going to do.
No, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And yeah, no, I do not sleep on our walkers, runners, marathoners, cross country trainers at all, because it is, to me, that phrase where it's not a sprint, it's a cross country run, but they don't really talk about what it takes to do that cross country run. That's the part they kind of leave out. And a goal that I have for myself is I wanted to do, as I talked to like the racer marathon queen over here, I wanted to do a 5K. It's something that I had on my radar. I was like, you know what? I'm going to start slowly getting my body ready for it, because once again, as you think about it, running and moving continually at that steady pace, like slow and steady still wins the race. It still gets her done, and it's still a workout, and it's continual of your heart just pumping, just getting that good pump going on. So
exactly.
No, that's not a dig. That's not a small feat at all.
Yeah.
And best of luck and wishes to you on it. I already know you're going to, you probably already got 1,000 down already. And we're just in March. Like, that's just how I feel. 1,000 miles done. Boom. Hook, line, sinker. Like, she's like, the 2025, that'll be wrapped up by June. Holler at me. Like, that's what I feel and believe. That is a wonderful goal. I love that. I'm going to be cheering you on from the sidelines. From the sidelines, cheering you on, bottles of water, fanny packs, fans, here for it.
Thank you. But I love your goal, like running a 5K. Amazing.
Thank you.
Let me know how I can support you in that, because like I said, that is what I'm here to do.
Yeah, well, yes, Miss Running Club. I probably will be hitting you up. I'm like, all right, girl, how do I need to be breathing? What do I need to do? Do I need to hold my hands a certain way? Like, because I don't think people always, most people don't know, like, there's certain forms, physical forms that you need in terms of how to run properly or to run in various manners. So like that is something that you have to practice. I'm not just gonna just take off darting right away. I'm like, no, let me like pace myself. Like, let me set myself up for success. So yeah, I'll probably be hitting you up for some running tips.
I got you. It's so true. There's so much technique and care you want to take in that. Like, take care of your body. Running can be hard on people's bodies at times too. So doing it the right way, training the right way, having the right supportive shoes, all of that matters.
Okay, because look, this grown body of mine, the snapback don't snap back like it used to snap back. It takes a little bit more time. That takes about 3 to 5 business days of recoup and recovery. So
I'm like, when did this happen? But there's so true.
Yes, very true. Okay, now the last one.
Okay.
If you could work out with any celebrity, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh my gosh, I have never thought of this. I've never thought about this. Who would it be? That's a good question. I've literally put no thought in this. Who would I work out?
Well, good. That's kind of the rapid fire.
I mean, it is. I mean, you can at least answer. You know, I've been in a lot of different spaces where people are asking questions. And I'm like, nobody has ever asked me this question. Okay, let me get
Coming
serious.
with them. I'm coming with them.
A celebrity dead or alive that I would want to work out with, you know? And I don't even know her workout routine. And I'm debating between two people. I feel the same. I'm going to say, okay. I'll give you both of them and why I'm debating about them, okay? So,
give it to me.
It's between Angela Bassett and Michelle Obama.
Ooh.
Hey, you see why I'm struggling here?
Yes, as soon as you said Miss Queen Bassett, honey, because look, first of all, and Queen has been serving body yada for years. And look, I mean, I don't even know her age, but where? Okay, where?
Exactly. This is why I'm like,
it does not crack. Melanie, look.
I'm like, let me just learn a thing or two from your routine. I'm like, I don't even know what your routine is, but I just want to learn a thing or two from you. And Miss Michelle Obama, similarly, like I remember even when I would be in the gym and people come past me, like, oh, look at you, your Michelle Obama arms. So I'm like, oh, thank you. But I'm like, let me continue that. Let me continue that energy. So it's between the two of them.
No, I mean, I know that was like a first time answer.
It was
solid choices, and I support them all. I support them all. That was like between Shells. Sorry, let me put some respect on her name. First Lady, my first lady, Michelle Obama, getting the arms. And even then when you said Angela Bassett, I was like, who still got them Tina Turner arms? Okay, ain't never left, and they still with us. Like every time I see them, my shoulders go up a little bit. Look, solid. I'm going to throw mine in there for honorable mention, just because I've seen her fitness journey over the years. And I just love her personality in general. And that's Tracy Ellis Ross.
Oh, yes.
Because Miss Ross has been serving body yaddy for years, too.
Yes, she has.
Been serving it. I'm like, come on now. Serve it. So I'm here for those. Those were solid choices. So you did good. You did good for On the Spot.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Okay, y'all. So, all right, before we go, because we're getting ready to go ahead and wrap it on up here, Lynnetta, tell the people where they can follow you and keep up with your journey.
Yes. Okay. So a few places. LinkedIn, it's Lynnetta Smith. You can find me on there. I am on Instagram. You can find my coaching page and Lynnetta Smith Coaching on that, or _Netta _ that's just me. Facebook, Lynnetta Smith. Where else am I? Those are great places. You can find me in all those places.
That's it. That's a good starting.
That's a good starting place.
It is funny. All right, y'all. Well, y'all heard it here. You heard where you can find her: LinkedIn, Instagram. Please make sure you go check her out to continue to see all of the great things that she's doing. Like you heard here, she don't sleep. There's no room for slumber because she's out here doing boss chick things and being just a baddie out here, all while doing it at the same time. So make sure you go follow. Make sure you hit her up for the run club so we can get your fitness together and just be out here. So make sure you hit her up, y'all. All right, y'all. That is a wrap on today's episode of But Also, the Real Talk podcast for real life moments. And if you're feeling what you heard, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube so you never miss an episode. And while you're at it, share it with your homegirls, share it with your coworkers, and all the boss women in your life. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at @ButAlso_podcast for more real talk, behind the scene moments, and all of the vibes in between. So thanks for kicking it with me. And until next time, keep on keeping on, keep thriving and surviving and embracing all of your moments, the good, the messy, and everything in between. I'll holla.